Hi guys, so in this video we're going to tackle about solving quadratic equations. So a quadratic equation is an equation that will be written as ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So where a is not equal to 0. So there are three basic methods for solving quadratic equations. So first is factoring using the quadratic formula and also the completing the square. So factoring, to solve a quadratic equation by factoring, so put all terms on one side of the equal sign, leaving 0 on the other side. So it will be like ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So number 2, factor. The number 3, set each factor equal to 0. So that's it. And then 4, solve each of these equations. And then number 5, check by inserting your answer in the original equation. So you just need to substitute after solving for x. So for example, x squared minus 6x is equal to 16. So by following the steps, so x squared minus 6x equals to 16, so it will become x squared minus 6x minus 16. So since 16 we have moved it from the other side of the equal sign, so it will become negative. So x squared minus 6x minus 16 is equal to 0. So you can factor this by x minus 8 times x plus 2 equal to 0. So you have two solutions for this. So x minus 8 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. So setting each factor to 0, so x is equal to 8 and x equals to negative 2. So let's do a substitution to check. And then so 8 squared minus 6 times 8 equal to 16. So 64 minus 6 times equals 48, and then it equals to 16. So 16 is equal to 16, so it's correct. Then the second solution is x is equal to negative 2. So negative 2 squared minus 6 times negative 2 is equal to 16. And then 4, since negative 2 squared, so 4. Then negative 6 times negative 2, so positive 12 equals 16. So 4 plus 12 equal to 16 is equal to 16. So both values 8 and negative 2 are solutions to the original equation. So next example, solve y squared is equal to negative 6y minus 5. So setting all terms into equal to 0. So y squared plus 6y plus 5 is equal to 0. So then once the number is on the other side, and once we will transfer it, it will change its sign. So that negative 6y and negative 5 becomes positive. So y squared plus 6y plus 5 equal to 0. And then we do the factoring. So we can factor y squared plus 6y plus 5 into y plus 5 and y plus 1. So therefore we have these two value for y. So y plus 5 equals to 0, then y is equal to negative 5. So, and then the other one is 1 plus 1 is equal to 0, then y is equal to negative 1. So next is we have to substitute the value of y. So for y is equal to -5. So -5 squared is equal to -6 times -5 minus 5. So it will become -5 squared, so it's 25 is equal to -6 times -5 is positive 30, and then minus 5, so 25 is equal to -5. Then the other one is -1 squared is equal to -6 times -1 minus 5. So -1 squared is equal to 1, and then it's equal to -6 times -1 is 6 minus 5, so 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, they are both solutions to the equation. So a quadratic with a term missing is called an incomplete quadratic as long as the ax squared term isn't missing. So our next example, solve x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So this is an example of an incomplete quadratic because one term is missing. So by factoring, so we have this x plus 4 and x minus 4. So x is equal to -4. So this is x, guys, not 0. So x is equal to -4. And also we have this x minus 4 is 0, so x equal to 4. So to check, we have to substitute x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So the original equation, so we have to substitute for x is equal to -4. So -4 squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So -4 squared is equal to 16 minus 16 to 0. So 0 is equal to 0. Then the second value for x is positive 4. So for x is equal to positive 4, so 4 squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Then 4 squared is equal to 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 0. So next is our last example for factoring. So solve x squared plus 6x equal to 0. So we can factor this to x times x plus 6 equal to 0. So we have the solution for x equal to 0 and x plus 6 equal to 0. So x is equal to -6. So to check, let's substitute x for 0. So 0 squared plus 6 times 0 is equal to 0. So 0 squared is equal to 0, then 6 times 0 is equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 is equal to 0 is equal to 0. So the equation or the value of for x or as x as 0, so it satisfies the equation. And then the second value for x is -6. So -6 squared plus 6 times -6 is equal to 0. So -6 squared is 36 plus this is 6 times -6, so 36 plus -36 equal to 0. So 36 plus -36 is 0. So that's all for today.